Is everybody in? The ceremony is about to begin.
Welcome back to the Collector's Zone. I'm Jeff Dickinson. I want to take you on a trip. Check this out. I got this box here. It contains a book, The Collectible Works of Jim Morrison. You see, his sister and his family released this that has unreleased pictures, poetry, and also songs and stuff. So they did a nice little write-up on CBS. We can go to that video so that we can see all the care and love that's put into this book. And then we'll do some boxing and take a deep dive. It's going to be killer.
Let's try this. Wow.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Wow, so this is cold storage.
It is. It's cold.
In a highly secure, climate-controlled vault in Los Angeles, and Morrison Chewning is a guardian of some significant rock and roll history. The Jim Morrison Archive.
It is. That's what we got.
Her brother, Jim Morrison, lead singer of The Doors, died 50 years ago. He was just 27. But he left behind boxes filled with journals, poems,
Riders on the storm.
handwritten lyrics of what would become hit songs. Looks like an album cover almost.
I know.
photo,
It
doesn't
could be.
There's Morrison's passport and family photos.
Here's Jim and his cousin
At a door.
at a door.
How old was he when he drew that?
He was probably 18.
And a drawing he made of his younger sister.
Jim self-published his own books.
Chewning has now put much of what she found in the vault into a nearly 600-page book, The Collected Works of Jim Morrison. As well as lyrics and journals, the book includes poetry by Morrison never before published. Growing up, he seemed destined to be a poet, which Chewning didn't think was a good idea.
No, who thinks their brother can make it as a poet, you know?
Morrison suddenly became famous in 1967 with the Doors' first hit, Light My Fire. It happened so fast, Chewning didn't even realize who she was hearing on the radio.
I got a package from my mom. It was just an album cover, and I opened it up, and the front was my brother, front and center. And so I knew then that he was Jim Morrison of the Doors.
How surprised were you?
Awestruck. I mean, who would have guessed it?
Morrison had just graduated from film school at UCLA when another graduate, keyboard player Ray Manzarek, invited him to form a band. Manzarek died in 2013.
Jim was over there in the vocal booth.
We met the two remaining members of The Doors, drummer John Densmore and guitarist Robby Krieger, at the studio where they recorded their first album in 1966.
I was over there. You were right around here somewhere. Ray was right around here. It took how long? A few weeks?
At the most.
So Light My Fire was recorded in here?
Yes, it was.
Sure. It's been downhill ever since.
Well, not exactly.
Break on through to the other side.
From the late 60s to the early 70s, The Doors released hit
Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name?
after hit.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, now touch me, babe.
They sold more than 100 million records worldwide. In live performances, Morrison, usually dressed in leather pants, could be electrifying and unpredictable. He was arrested twice for his exploits on stage, including a conviction for indecent exposure during a concert in Miami.
Alcohol came into the picture, you know.
Drugs, too. On July 3rd, 1971, Morrison was found dead in the bathtub of the apartment where he was living in Paris. The official cause was heart failure, but there was no autopsy. Would the Doors have been the Doors without Jim Morrison?
No. For one thing, he came up with the name. You know, he read a lot of poetry. Blake, who said, you know, if the doors of perception were cleansed, then you'd see things as they really are, infinite.
The doors of perception.
You know, Jim was the kind of guy who would know about that stuff. So he came up with the Doors, really? I thought it was a dumb name. I didn't get it.
What kind of musician was Jim Morrison?
Well, he wasn't really a musician. He was more of a word musician, magician. You know, he could plink on the piano a little bit.
Very little.
This is the end, beautiful friend.
But those first songs he came up with, he actually heard them in his head. It's like a concert being played in his head.
He said to me that he thought of melodies to remember the words. So that's really a gift.
You know that it would be untrue.
Morrison wrote many of the band's songs, but not Light My Fire.
That was my song. I wrote those words, most of them.
The poetry book should have "Our love become a funeral pyre," which was the one line Jim added to Robby's song.
Well, the other line he added was, try to set the night on fire.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Oh, well.
at the end I was just going, "Come on, baby, light my fire." He says, "Hey, let's change it to try and set the night on fire."
Nice.
Try to set the night on fire.
Turns out that was a line Morrison had written sometime earlier in a notebook as part of a poem. He wrote on everything.
Yeah, envelopes and napkins. He's the classic writer you read about, right?
One of the pages Chewning found seemed like a message from her brother.
Here's the one that inspired me. Plan for book. I thought he wanted to do it, so I guess we can do it, So that's when we started.
One thing fans will discover is under the dust jacket. Hard to see, perhaps, but it says
James Douglas Morrison. Because Jim published a lot of his own things in that name.
And do you think Jim would have been happier in some ways being James Douglas Morrison, poet, rather than Jim Morrison, rock star?
Well, sometimes he spoke of it himself a couple of ways, and he said maybe he wouldn't mind have been just a poet in a garden, in a little house. But then he also said, the past few years, I'd never have met so many people and done so many things without being in the band. So I think he was of two minds.
In Père Lachaise Cemetery in Paris, Morrison's grave is in what's known as the Poets' Corner. 50 years later, it remains a place of pilgrimage for fans.
I thought after the last album and then Jim passing away, I thought nobody's going to care about the Doors 2 years from now. It's all over.
It's like some psychedelic dream we had years ago. We're still in it.
Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm.
Wow, that was a pretty cool video, huh? So yeah, a lot of love and care went into this book. And for people like us who appreciate Jim Morrison and all the coolness he left behind, let's do this here. Whoa. How cool is that? Huh? There you go. Let's do this. Let me re-angle the camera and get a better view. Hang tight. Okay, hopefully that works out a little bit better. Now, I want to be careful in opening this because I don't want to damage it. Lord knows how it's all set up. That should get us started here. I've owned a lot of Doors stuff in the past, but some of the books I saw were okay. But I never heard about this book until not too long ago. There we go. Let's hopefully this will work out for you guys. Sorry about how this looks. So let's take a look here. Here's the front. Here's the back. Pretty cool. So if you want to hopefully could pause this and read it. I wish I could do this better for you guys. Let's see here. Hopefully that will work. And oh wow, American Night. It's a poem of his. Sorry if I'm rearranging stuff. I just want you to see this. Try not to hit the camera too much. Pretty cool. Hopefully you can read that. We're not going to take a look at the whole book, but we're going to get an idea on a little bit about it. It's got a little collaboration. Inspired by a list entitled Plan for a Book, as you saw in that. And of course, you know, James Douglas Morris, Collected Works of Jim Morrison. It's all solid black. That's pretty cool. So let's see here if I could do this a little bit better for you guys. All right, hopefully this looks good. All right, so title page. There you go. Plan for the book. Here's your table of contents. Hopefully you can see all this. So let's just kind of flip through it. It's got some books here, the poems. I'm interested in the handwritten stuff. That's pretty cool. For celebration of the lizard, it says.
Do you know the warm progress?
Going backwards. I know I'm going backwards.
Do you know we exist? Have you
Oh wow.
keys to the kingdom? Have you been born yet, and are you alive?
And there's that picture he drew of his sister.
Reinvent the gods, all the myths of the ages. Celebrate symbols from deep elder forests. Have you forgotten the lessons of the ancient world?
The American Night.
We need great golden copulations. Fathers are cackling
Wow.
the trees of the forest. Our mother is dead in the sea.
This is from the Cape Noon
We're
Journal.
being led to slaughters
So,
like placid admirals, and that fat
this is all from this
generals
journal.
are getting obscene on young blood.
Oh wow.
You know we are ruled by TV.
From the Miami Travel Notebooks.
The moon is a dry blood beast.
He was writing on everything, I guess.
Are rolling numbers.
Well,
in the
like I
next
said,
block of green vine, amassing for warfare on innocent herds.
Documentary or that small little
Oh,
tidbits.
great creator of being,
talk a little
grant
about
us
it.
one more hour
This is a
to
really
perform our
extensive
art
book.
and perfect our lives.
Wow.
Moths and atheists are doubly divine and dying.
How cool is this?
We live, we die, and death not ends it.
All those poems.
Journey we more into the
Sorry.
nightmare. Cling to life.
Try not to
passion flower.
go and read
Cling
some of
to
this and
cunts and cocks of
delay the
sea.
video. Don't want to make this a super
Got
long
our
one.
Final vision by
Just want you to
cloud.
get an idea on
Columbus's groin got filled with green
some of the
death.
stuff that's in here.
I touched her thigh and death smiled.
Well, I'm just blown away.
We
Totally
have
blown
assembled
away.
inside this
by
ancient
this.
and insane theater to propagate our lust for life and
Oh
flee
my.
the swarming wisdom of the streets.
So yeah,
Barns
if
are
you're
stormed,
into
the
his
windows kept,
poems,
and only one of all the rest
interested in
to dance and save us with
him as
a
writing,
mockery of words.
this is
Music and flames
actual
tempered.
photographs of his writing and has some typed up. handwritten. Oh, wow. That's cool. I guess one day this might be in a museum.
Murderers are allowed
While I was
to roam
writing.
free. 1,000
As
magicians
of now,
arise
she has
from
it in
land.
that cold storage, keeping it. As cool as she can
Where are the
probably keep
feasts
it.
we were promised?
Lord knows how it was stored prior.
Where's the wine, the new wine?
But yeah, a lot of
Wine,
handwritten
wine.
stuff, which is really badass. They also have a audio book of this, and it's supposed to have some tapings of him reading poems.
Awake. Shake dreams from your hair, my pretty child, my sweet one.
Wow.
Choose the day and choose the sign of your day, the day's divinity. First thing you see.
That's really cool. There's tons of here too.
A vast, radiant beach and a cool,
Look at.
jeweled moon.
Just discover.
Couples naked race down by its quiet side. And we laugh like soft, mad children, smug in the woolly cotton brains of infancy. The music and voices are all around us.
I haven't seen some of these photographs before. Lyrics, Christmas
Choose,
shit.
they croon the ancient ones. The time has come again. Choose now, they croon beneath the moon beside an ancient lake. Enter again the sweet forest. Enter the hot dream, come with us.
Yeah, he
Everything is broken up.
is an amazing writer. Troubled by, his demons. Addiction is terrible. I'm sorry if I'm trying to keep everything in the frame, but wow, blows me away. So yeah, I'm going to definitely have to order the audio version of this too. 'Cause I'm a physical kind of person. I need to have the book in my hand to read. I don't like books that are audio books unless it's a companion. If I have the physical hard copy and then the audio, I'm down with that. Oh, more pictures.
Indians scattered
This
on
family.
dawn's highway bleeding. Ghosts crowd the young child's fragile
miss anything.
eggshell mind.
How cool is that?
Me and my mother and father and a grandmother and a grandfather were driving through the desert at dawn, and a truckload
Cool.
of Indian workers
Whoa,
had
didn't mean to do that.
either hit another car or just, I don't know what happened.
I'll leave that here. Sorry if things were a little bit sideways looking and camera moved around too much, but I don't do books that often for reviews, and this wasn't given to me. I purchased it. I'm a big Doors fan, so just thankful to have this. This is really cool. I'm going to spend a lot of time going through it. Well, guys, thank you for the hang time. Thanks for hanging out at the Collector Zone. And if you're a Doors fan like me and you like the video, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Tell me, show me that you do like these videos. I do mainly just for myself and sharing the videos to my nephew, brother and sister and all that. So it started out being just a me thing, just for my family, and just kind of grew. Well, guys, thanks for the hang time, and we'll catch you on the next one. Laters, guys. I'm going to take a deep dive into the collective works of Jim Morrison.
shake dreams from your hair, my pretty child, my sweet one. Choose the day and choose the sign of your day, the day's divinity. First thing you see. A vast, radiant beach and a cool, jeweled moon. Couples naked race down by its quiet side.